So I just put first day from last semester. I put that up in case you need something, because I'm very generic. I'm very, every semester is the same thing. I mean, it's not like I do anything different really. So you can get pretty much the information I gave everybody the other day of classroom logistics. You can get that from last semester's first day if you missed the first day, Friday. Okay, now let's go to My Labs Plus. Now, right quick, let me see how many people, I need your virtual hand now. How many people have already registered on to My Labs Math? Not My Labs Plus, My Labs Math. Okay, it looks like everybody except for maybe 8 or 9 people. Okay, well, if you have the handout, okay, take your hands down because you get the roster back in order. If you have your handout, go ahead and get that handout out. The one that's My Labs Math handout. For those of you that don't know, I'll go find it for you. Let's see, this is Math 155. Why did that go there? This is Math 103. Let me move that. Okay, Math 155. I think it's the 5th email, if I'm not mistaken. And where's the 5th email? There it is. Look at there. I'm just amazing. It's just amazing. My Labs Math handout. It's the 5th email, and I'm just gonna show it to you right quick because I'm going to tell you what it says. Okay, you click on My Labs Plus. You click on My Labs Plus a second time. You click on the green button. You click on the green button, and then it's going to ask you to create an account. Now let me go ahead and say this with exclamation. My Labs Plus is not equal to My Labs Math. You will have to create a new account unless you've had a My Labs Math account before. Unless you had me for Math 109 last semester, you do not have one. Sir, go ahead.
So do I need to create, I already have me a My Labs Math. Do I have to create a My Labs Plus right now?
No. Okay. My Labs Plus is old. Okay. So you only need My Labs Math. Here, they're going to ask you, it says right here, create an account. You're going to have to create an account. If you previously used My Labs Plus, that ain't going to do you any good. You're going to have to create. Now, I tell students to use, and I'll just go ahead and do this because I'm presenting the screen. Hold on just a second. Okay, that's gone. Where did it go? I've lost my whiteboard. Let me go find it. Oh, I know why it's not there. Because I'm looking on the wrong monitor. There it is. I tell students, if your email address okay, why isn't it on? Is today the day of everything screwed up and not working? Why isn't my... There. Now I did the same thing a while ago and it didn't come on. If your email address is hmcclure@tctc.edu and your T number is T12345600123456878. Okay, let me hit the autofocus here. Okay. Then what I would suggest you do is use this for your username and this for your password. Now that's what I would suggest, and make sure you use a capital T and make sure you don't put any spaces or anything. That's what I would suggest if you want to create an account. Now somewhere on there it's going to ask you to create an account. Now I need somebody that has logged on. Does it ask you to create an account? Somebody volunteer some information for us.
I'm not sure. Can I share my screen with you to make sure I'm at the right thing?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Let me take off my screen. Okay, now you share your screen and let me see what you have.
Can you see it?
No, I don't see anything coming in yet. I'll tell you what, let me, well, I can't do it from, okay, something's coming in from you. Scott, okay. Then you're in it. You're in it. You're fine.
I just want to make sure that was the
Yeah,
correct.
you're fine. Go ahead and hit, okay, now, go ahead and hit that so I can present my screen. Okay, and now I'll present my screen. And is somebody that is already registered, can you tell me, does it ask for you to create an account? Does it say you need to create an account? What does it say?
Yeah, like if you don't have, it makes you create an account, put in your username, put in a password, and
okay. So it tells you to create an account. So that's where you need to create an account. Then it's going to ask you for, do you accept the terms? And that's what this is. It's going to ask you to accept the terms right here. And you hit accept. And then it's going to take you to this screen right here. And that screen, you hit the orange button. Remember, I told you the other day, once you hit the orange button, you are in My Labs Math. You're in there. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to go back to the blackboard. And I'm going to walk through it for those of you that need it. I'm going to walk through it one more time. Go to Blackboard. Go to Login. Pull up your class. Y'all are 155. And this is what it looks like. I told you the other day, I don't have anything in my anything in Blackboard because I don't use it. So the only thing you can type on is, there's the first time. There's the second time. The third thing you're going to hit is the green box right beside 155.3. Then you're going to hit another green box. Then you're going to create an account. And then you're going to accept the terms. And then you're going to hit the orange button. Now, once you hit that orange button, it should say Math 155, blah, 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 blah. Miss Hunter, that's what yours said right there. So you're in.
Okay.
Okay, now once you're in, you don't have to go through Blackboard. You just go through My Labs Math, hit the one with Pearson, save this website on your desktop, and then you just sign in and you don't have to go through Blackboard. And it's going to take me through there anyway. See? Okay, now we're going to go through and talk about My Labs Math. Here is your class. You click on it. And here is, okay, let me go through and do it again. Sometimes it does that. You just have to go back. No, what you're supposed to do is panic, run around in circles, and send me 15 emails. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay? Maybe it's because I'm already in it. Maybe that's because, okay, I'm already in it. Anyway, this is it. And make sure, okay. And let's talk about what you should be writing down today. I'm going to show you the buttons that are important, and I want you to write down what I write down. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to change this. Now, I want everybody to write this down because I'm not going to repeat myself. Okay? If you ask me a question that I've already went over, then I'm sorry, you need to find it. So I would encourage you, especially those that created My Labs Plus. I know I got a few students in here that probably think they created it. I'm going to move that down here, and we're going to talk about student grade book. Now, I want to ask y'all something. What do you think the student grade book is referencing? What do you think you get from the student grade book? Come on, don't be shy.
Your grades.
Grades.
Your grades. Now, let me go ahead and say right now, I do everything in My Labs Plus, My Labs Math, sorry. My Labs Math. I do everything in My Labs Math. So if you do all your assignments in My Labs Math, and I use My Labs Math for your grade, then your grade book basically takes care of and keeps up with your grade. So when you get through with all your assignments at the end of the semester, when you click on your grade book and click on your grade, it's going to give you your number grade right here. 70 C, 79 C, 80 B, 89 B, 90 A, 99 A. Shows your calculation. Homework. Well, let's go ahead and change that right now because that's not right. So I'm going to go to grade book. Where's my grade book? There it is. They change these for every class. Every class has a different lineup on the left-hand side and different words. They need to fix that. And weights. Anybody tell me how much homework is counted for? I told y'all 20%. Quizzes, I don't give y'all any unless y'all want them. How much is test representative of? Anybody remember for Friday?
50.
70%. Well, 80%. Y'all don't have a project. 80%. So now when you go back to your grade book and you do calculation to see how it's counted, there you go. You got a homework that's worth 20% and test worth 80%, but I don't have any tests loaded, so it's not going to show until I get a test loaded. And that's what gradebook does. E-text. Somebody tell me what e-text means.
It's the online textbook.
It's your online textbook, your book online. I've already had 3 of y'all, and 3 out of each class pretty much, ask me about books. Do I need the book? Can I return the book? That's up to you. You do whatever you want to. Okay? You can use an old book. You can share a book. You can bring in a book that I don't even use. But if you bring in a book I don't even use, you're gonna have trouble, matching it up. But I tell students, an old book, a used book, a new book, or an e-book. And you can print it out. You find the chapter, and that's why what's the most important handout that I've given you from Friday's class. What's the most important handout? I'm sorry, what?
Was it the syllabus?
Yes, but what page?
Last one.
Page 3.
It's the last page, the handout.
With all the units.
With all the unit, with the outline. I'm sorry, not the handout. The outline.
Did you say that?
Okay, for those 1 or 2 people that's going to actually follow my directions here, the outline is the most important page. And I told you to delete those 2 because we wasn't using those. So that means that we're going to be working in the first 3 sections and 6th section and 10.1. So I'm going to use my handout and I'm going to go back to the ebook since the handout is so important and it tells me what I'm going to cover and it tells me what the teacher covered in case I miss a class. It tells you everything for the 3 people that's going to print it out. Goes back to, there we go. Where is my e-contents? So I'm going to go to chapter 5.1, and there is my ebook. Hit e-text. And that is your ebook. Can you print it out page per page? Yes. Each section is about 10 to 12 pages. And you can print right here, print page. Go to those 3 dots and print page. So if each section is, let's say 15 pages or 12, let's go back to your outline. Well, where'd it go? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 12 is what? We'll do 12. 60, right? Half of 60, if you do front and back, is 30. So this one unit, unit 1, you take 30 pages, put it in a notebook after you printed them out, and that's your unit 1. And you can label it unit 1, math 155. And you'll have 4 notebooks, 4 little notebooks. Now, of course, this section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be about 62 pages, 60 or 72 pages, anywhere from 60 to 72 pages. Now, remember, some sections are short, and they'll be less than 12 pages. Some are long, but most of the time they try to keep it around 10 to 12 pages. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 8 is 48. And 6 times 12 is 72. So somewhere between 48 and 72 pages you'll have for chapter 6. We usually skip chapter 3 and do it at the end. So therefore we go to chapter 4. Here's your 3rd unit. And look, you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You only have 5 there. 5 times 12 or 5 times 10 is 50. So you got 50 pages. Half of 50 pages is 25. So unit 4 will have about 25 to 30 pages if you print it out. Again, that's up to you. You do what you want. Okay, questions about the book? Does anybody know what study plan means? Study plan is in each chapter contents. Anybody want to take a stab at it? Extra problems.
Credit?
No, but extra problems. Extra problems that do not
Count towards your
directly
grade.
affect
Your
Your grade.
grade.
your grade. Now, what do I mean by directly affect your grade? I'll show you what I'm writing so everybody can see it. For the 1 or 2 people that's actually writing this down, so they won't ask me a stupid question later. Why why do I say directly? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
Because if you do it and you study, it will help you on test and
But it
homework.
won't what? If you miss a
it doesn't
problem,
count.
exactly. If you miss a problem, it won't what?
It won't like mess with your grade.
Exactly. She just explained it. Thank you, Miss Wilson.
You're welcome.
In other words, if you do 50 problems and you get them all right, all it's going to do is help you on the test. It's not going to, you're not going to get 50 points because you got 50 problems right. If you did 50 problems and you got 40 right, it's not going to hurt your grade to get 10 wrong. It's not going to help your grade to get 50 right. But doing those 50 or 40 problems will help you. Doing the extra practice will help you on the test. Most of the time, it helps you with what? It helps you with time. Helps you work problems faster. Just like playing the piano. Playing the piano, if you suck at it, it's probably because you don't practice. And I know in our society, that's the worst word in the world, practice. It follows along that other word called work. What's that word? Work. Yeah. We got people nowadays, they don't like that word. They don't like work and they don't like practice. Gimme. All right. So study plan, student grade book, e-text. Well, what else is left, Hubert? Well, there's plenty. Let's go back to the main menu. Assignments. Hubert, I've looked everywhere. I can't find your homework. Whatever. I got in trouble for an email that says, well, I guess you're just not going to do any homework, are you? Assignment. This was after I went over my Labs Plus or my this was when it was back when it was daggone my math lab. So they changed the name every 6 months, 6 years, 5 or 6 years, they changed the name of it. Okay, assignments. Homework and test for grade. This is where you find your assignments. Now, right now, I don't see any assignments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix it to where you can see assignments. And as soon as I get this, I'm going to get an email or somebody has to go, when's it due? When's it due? When's it due? We haven't even started talking about math yet. So don't even ask me that. All right. So, oh gosh, I bet I got to copy these over from, I sure do. I got to copy them over from, I'll try it right. No. Assignment manager. Oh, homework test manager. I don't know what happened. Okay, import. Next. I'm probably going to have to do this out. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it outside of class. I got to import some problems. But anyway, all the problems will be there. All the tests, all the homework will be under this page right here. Okay, so the homework assignment page gives you your homework and tests. Is there anything else that I need to cover? No. I don't need to cover anything because that covers it. Well, let's go to a study plan because I want to show you what the homework will look like. So let's go chapter 5.1 and study plan. This is what the homework looks like. And I'm going to click on one of them. So when you go to your homework and when you do one of my homework problems, this is what it's going to look like. Okay. So we're going to get another sheet of paper here. And this is what we got so far. We got student grade book, your grade, e-text, book online, study plan, extra problems that do not directly affect your grade, helps you with your time, and assignments. That's where you find your homework and your tests, and that includes the final exam. Everything I do is on My Labs Math, everything. Okay? So now I'm going to leave that up there for a few seconds so somebody can look at it, take a picture of it, or on the video, it'll be there. There it is. Now, what am I going to write down now? Well, there is a part of the homework that I consider very helpful to students and the class, and that is question help. Now, this tab that I just unscrolled right there is a tab for students to use when they're at home doing homework. Question help. Help me solve this. When you click on help me solve this, you're going to get what we call a guided tutorial. Does anybody know what a guided tutorial is? Anybody?
Shows you step by step how to solve a problem.
It shows you step by step, but it also asks you more questions. Step by step, but it asks you more questions. You ever had a teacher or a tutor ask you 5 questions before you can get to the end of the problem? Well, that's called a guided tutorial. It's going to ask you more questions. Example, 2x plus 6 is equal to 10. Now, what's the first thing I do with this problem? See, I'm not giving you the answer. I'm asking you a question on what do I do first. And then you say, well, we got to get x by itself. I say, well, yeah. How do you get x by itself? And somebody will say, well, you got to subtract that 6 too. And then I'll say, subtract 6 here. And then you go, yes. And then I say, is that all that you do? And you say, well, no, you got to subtract 6 on the other side. You notice me asking you questions as I show you how to do it. That's a guided tutorial. And then you go 2x is equal to 4, x is equal to 2. Okay, that is a guided tutorial. Who uses a guided tutorial? Someone that's never seen the material. And you're at home and you're working on homework and you've never seen the material before, you would want to use help me solve this. Okay? Because it tells you why you're doing what you're doing. Question on that. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because Math 155 is a class that usually doesn't have too many high school graduates right out of high school. Math 155 usually has non-traditional students in it. And some high school students, even though they think they've invented everything, some high school students have never seen this before. Some non-traditional students mean that you graduated, let's see, what do y'all say, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago? Some of y'all that haven't graduated, that graduated school 1,000 years ago, you might need to use Help Me Solve This. So Help Me Solve This is for somebody that has never seen the material before. What's the other ones? Well, let's go look. View an example. Well, that looks just like the other. Does anybody know the difference between help me solve this and view an example? Anybody?
I don't think I asked you a question.
It doesn't ask questions. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
You are on the ball, Miss Grindle. You are a winner.
Thanks.
Okay? It just show me. Just show me without questions. Just show me how to do it. I don't need to listen to all those questions. Okay? Most of the guys pick this, okay, because they don't need all that help. They don't need the directions. They just need a picture. Okay? But who uses view an example? Somebody that remembers a little bit, but not all. Let's say you took algebra last semester and you forgot all that 101, all that stuff. And you're solving equations and you remember doing it in 101 or 102, but you just can't remember everything. That's who picks just view an example. Now, you'd be surprised on how many people have done MyLab Plus and nobody's ever explained to them the different learning styles. Well, I think it's important that you understand so you know which one you are. Some people like visual learners or visual learners. A visual learner watches the videos. Just like I told you, the guys, and some of y'all females know this, whenever there's, well, it used to be before GPS, the guy would always get lost because he didn't need what? He didn't need directions. Okay. Any of you females know what I'm talking about? I don't know. You may not be old enough. But
Yes,
anyway.
Yes.
I'm definitely old enough
ahead.
for that.
I'm sorry, what?
Said I'm definitely old enough for that.
Okay, well, give us an example. Have you ever been with somebody and they didn't need directions and you end up going around the same QT 5 or 6 times?
Yes, but they also have to turn down the music and like squint their eyes,
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's funny. I think it's funny when the guy says he doesn't need directions to put a bicycle together at Christmas time, and the wife or the girlfriend, he's got the bike together and he's all proud and he didn't use the directions, and the wife picks up, of course, behind him, or the girlfriend or whoever, and she's got a handful of parts, and she goes, "What's this for?" And he says, "Oh, they're spare parts." And Johnny gets on the bicycle. Little Johnny gets on the bicycle, and he's got a broke leg and is in a ditch, and the back wheel's turning because front wheel come off. Okay, so I think that's hilarious when people say they don't need directions. But visual learners are usually guys, and they don't want to read. They don't want to take the time to read the directions. So there it is. And you see, you just have to click on it, pause it, and click on it to start it. Now remember, these are little supplements to help you if you're at home trying to get through the homework. So the videos are for the visual learner. And what do you think the textbook is for? Well, the textbook is for you reading people. Some of y'all that read like War and Peace in 3 days, I can't read a half a paragraph without falling apart. Without falling asleep. Textbook is for those people that like to read. And it will send you to the section in your book explaining how to do this problem. Print. You can actually print out the whole assignment. Well, it's just going to let you print out one at a time. And that'll print out, and you can do it by hand, but I'm not going to suggest that you print out every single one of the problems that you do. Okay? Now, what students used to do before this, before I asked my instructor, students used to print out their problems that they couldn't do and bring them to class and give them to me, and I would go over them in class. But now we got Ask My Instructor. What is Ask My Instructor? Ask My Instructor is how I gauge this class. Has anybody in here had me before? I can't remember. I've asked that in all my classes. Has anybody had me before in another class? I thought somebody did. Ask My Instructor. And I can't spell. Instructor. What do you do if you go to a restaurant and you order a filet mignon, medium rare, with a baked potato and steamed vegetables? And they come back and give you a piece of hamburger meat that has been roasted, French fries, and sweet potatoes or sweet potato. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and eat it? Or are you going to say something and send it back?
Say something and send it back.
Exactly. All right. Let me ask you a question. What if you are at a store or a grocery store, and you order at the back of the grocery store in the meat section, you order, you're going to cook a salmon, you're going to cook a salmon steak, and you want 5 salmon steaks, and he gives you a bunch of ground salmon for salmon patties. That ain't what you asked for. So if you don't know how to do a problem, what should you do? Ask for what?
Help.
Ask for help. I have people, okay, that will tell me the 3rd day of class that they're going to get them a tutor to help with this class. We haven't had the 1st day of class yet, and you're already getting a tutor. What does that say about your confidence in me as a teacher? It says, well, you're going to suck as a teacher, so I'm going to go ahead and get a tutor. And that's okay, because you've been conditioned. People have been conditioned that teachers suck, whether it be math or English or whatever. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to prove to you that that is wrong, that is incorrect. All right? The reason I do Ask My Instructor is I want you to put out beside Ask My Instructor, Hubert as a tutor, Hubert in office hours. And I want you to give me at least 2 weeks with sending me questions and tell me after that if you need a tutor or not. That's what this is. Let me show you how it works. I don't know how to do this question. I suck. So I'm going to send it to Hubert. And you've already tried all these things. You've already tried help me solve this, view an example, video. You're trying to get through with your homework. You're going to have to stop at this one because you don't know how to do it. Ask my instructor. You don't have to send me a message. Hubert, will you please go over this problem before I quit school and live in a ditch? Now, I'm doing that for a reason. Okay, I'm going to leave that misspelled word there. Okay, Hubert, will you please go over this problem? I misspelled problems. I put a plural. Okay, I'm doing all these on purpose because I want you to see that this is real time. Before I quit school and live in a ditch, in a box, in a ditch. Send. And Friday comes along, I get y'all in class, and guess what? I go to my email that I do at the beginning of class. I hit 155 folder. Look there, I got an email. And what does the question say? What is the, will you please go over this problems before I quit school and live in a ditch? I just sent that seconds ago. I didn't send it before class. I didn't send it. I just sent it a few seconds ago. Now, I want you to tell me if you can get if you have a question, if you can get it to your tutor in that amount of time. No, you can't. The next day, Friday, I will pull this up and I'll just click on it and I will go over it in class. Has anybody had me before? I'm going to ask that one more time. Anybody? I was going to ask because I usually ask somebody that's had me before if I don't do this. I do this. You can look in the videos and see that I actually do this. Okay? I got to shut up. And that's how you use MyLabs Plus. Okay? Now, I know that class is over. Somebody tell me what time class is over. 12:10? I've already gone over. Or 1:10?
12:15.
What?
1:15.
Thank you, Miss
1:15.
LaCombe. I appreciate you not being weaned on a pickle and answering me. Thank you. All right, so let me shut down the presentation and shut off the recording. And